What's going on, everybody? It's your boy TalonMasterJ. I am back. I have taken a little bit of a break, so to speak, with making the content and everything, but I figured let me do this with, let's see, it is April 22nd as I am recording this video, that we're going to talk about the end of Regulation G, because we just had two regionals, one a regional, one a special event, but they're both the same concept. We're going to talk about those events, and then maybe we'll preview Regulation I a little bit, because Regulation I is right around the corner. May 1st, we say hasta la vista to Regulation G, and hello to Regulation I. The GS Cup rules are back. We are going to get too restricted, so if you guys are ready to break down these two events that just happened over the last 2 weeks, leave a like on this video, comment down below what you think of it, and subscribe to the channel. We are 13 subscribers away from 300 on YouTube. I know I've kind of slacked off on YouTube content and everything, guys. I do apologize for that. I also slacked off on Twitch with making streams. As you guys know, 3 months ago I had some issues, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to try to ease our way back into it, and the best way that we can do that is by going and looking at the events. So first and foremost, let's go and look over at the Atlanta Regional Championships, ladies and gentlemen, because that happened first of the two events that we are going to be talking about here. Now, Atlanta, I mean, first of all, it's my city. It's my city. I love Atlanta. It is probably the best location to host a regional. Is my bias showing a little bit here? I don't know. I really don't know if my bias is showing here or not. But in a nutshell, this was held at the Georgia World Congress Center Hall C. I think it was C1 and C2, if I remember correctly, because as you guys know, regionals, they get the best venues. They get some of the biggest setups and layouts. Like, you see the maps on Twitter or whatever, and you're just like, oh, this is gonna be small as all you know what. But then you get there and it's holy mackerel, it's huge. But yeah, I mean, this was hosted at the Georgia World Congress Center. The only negative that I got while I was there over this weekend was the sound system. The sound system there was so minuscule and so problematic that it felt like there was just water going around everywhere. Like, you could barely, it was like, nobody could hear the guy in the hive. Nobody could hear him. Even if you were right next to the hive, you could barely hear the guy talking, which was the ultimate negative about this tournament. But getting back to it, we're going to look at some of the most used Pokemon. We're going to look at some of the more unique Pokemon here. So for starters, we're going to look at the top 12 of most used Pokemon here. We're going to throw Calyrex Ice out of there because Calyrex Ice is a restricted legendary. We were allowed one restricted at this tournament. So Calyrex Ice, we'll get rid of that at number 7 here. Calyrex Shadow, we'll throw that away. Unsurprising, though, that it was a 2-horse race. Unsurprising. It was 2 horses at the Atlanta Regional Championships here. But we look at it, you see Urshifu, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Fire, Water, Grass Core, ladies and gentlemen. If you are getting into VGC, Fire, Water, Grass, easiest starting point. Now, what is your Fire, Water, Grass can be various and can be different. But usually, if you have that, you're in a good spot. Urshifu Rapid Strike, we see it had a 46% usage rate and a 50% win rate. Also, I should have mentioned, I am on labmouse.net. Guys, if you are not using LabMouse, this is the site to use for all of your recaps. They have detailed analysis of items and Pokemon and combos and Terra types. This is the site to use. Victory Road is nice. They give you the top 128 or 256 on the open team sheets, but LabMouse, if you want to see which Pokemon were used, this is the site to go for. Highly recommend Lab Mouse. But getting back to it, guys, we do see Urshifu, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt had like a iffy-ish sort of performance. I know it says here that its highest placement was 6th, so it did make top 8 at the regional. But in all fairness, it really didn't seem like it was doing much. But if we look at Raging Bolt, we can see that it was mostly an Assault Vest Raging Bolt with a couple of booster energies, some safety goggles, Life Orb, you know, kind of rare, leftovers, and a magnet. 2 magnets, actually. That's pretty surprising. Terra types, Electric Fairy, those are like the cream of the crop for Raging Bolt. One Stellar, that's actually interesting. Apparently, a Raging Bolt faced a Tyranitar, a Venusaur, and a Charizard, and okay, there was a Dialga Origin at Atlanta. I did not know about that. But then you see like teammates and all that, mostly with Calyrex Ice Rider. Shoutouts to Patrick Connors, who did make day 2 with no, he ran Shadow Rider. Yeah, he ran Shadow Rider because, or did he run? I don't remember anymore. And we could look it up. But yeah, so it was a 2-horse race with Calyrex Ice, Calyrex Shadow. And Calyrex Shadow, most of the sets were, I mean, let's be real, Astral Barrage. If you are running the 2 horses and you do not have Astral Barrage or Glacial Lance, I don't know what you're doing. I respectfully don't know what you're doing. But Astral Barrage is there. Protect makes sense. There are most nasty plot sets you usually see with the Life Orb. You rarely will see it with the Focus Sash. Dark Terra makes sense. Fairy Terra, those are like the top 2. Normal is good for the Mirror and Ghost. But yeah, I mean, like, this is a very unique Calyrex Shadow. It's mostly common. We do see that also Calyrex Shadow was only used 16.73%, but it had a 53.9% win percentage. That is incredible. Also, it barely beat out Calyrex Ice Rider because, of course, it barely beat out Calyrex Ice Rider. We keep going down here. We do see Miraidon is our next restricted Pokemon. 15% usage rate, 45% win rate. Highest placement was 3rd under the hands of Joe Ugarte, who had a really good Miraidon set. And we see Electro Drift, literally, these are like the 4 moves. Miraidon almost always runs these 4 moves. It is so rare, as evidenced by the fact that you see Dragon Pulse, Discharge, Protect, Parabolic Charge. There was 1 Power Gem. Wow. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Fairy Terra, yeah, that makes sense. Electric Terra, couple of Ghosts. Didn't see a wait, what? Huh? What? Unless that was skill swapped, how does that even? I'm at a loss, guys. How did a Miraidon get Quark Drive? The only way that Pokemon could get that ability is if you skill swap Hadron Engine off and then skill swap a Quark Drive. That's the only way. Okay, that's just out there. But then after Miraidon, we had Koraidon, and Koraidon actually did win this tournament, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go and look at the teams in a brief moment. Flare Blitz, Protect, Close Combat makes sense. Life Orb, Clear Amulet, Ability Shield, those are like, well, mostly Life Orb or Clear Amulet. Clear Amulet is just almost always on Koraidon because it's a physical attacker, and Intimidate is just very, very prevalent in VGC. And then Terrifier, yeah, that makes total sense because so see, that's something that people forget. Like Miraidon and Koraidon, the reason Miraidon is so much better, like design-wise, Koraidon, my favorite, my preferred favorite. But Miraidon not only gets Stab on its signature move, it gets the electric terrain boost. Koraidon's signature move is a fighting type move. So it basically doesn't get the same power level as Stab plus Electric Terrain plus Hadron Engine plus Choice Specs. That's why Miraidon was so much better than Koraidon. We do see Kyogre is the next restricted Pokemon. Then you see Zamazenta. Couple of Terapagos out there. Shout outs to Caden Owens, by the way. Local Florida guy. Caden Owens making top 8 with Terapagos. Couple Lunalas here. But now let's go to the lower used Pokemon. So let's flip it around. We see, okay, we had a couple of Palmets. Or not a couple. We had one Palmet. We had a regular Executor, Rhyperior, Yanmega. Okay, Toadscruel. Huh? What? This is Generation 9, not Generation 7. Why is there a Mega Slowbro on my screen? Okay. That's definitely something. Ooh, we had one Ho-Oh. Interesting. Okay, yeah, now we're just getting into the crazy stuff. Like, we had a Tropius. We already know who the Heracross trainer was. That is one of the ultimate goats of the community, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to, I'll have their Twitter linked in the description below, so go and check them out. Because, like I said, they are a goat in this community. Absolute freaking goat. Articuno Galar. Yeah, we're going lower and lower. Like, all these are just... Hey, we got my bird. We got Talonflame. Let's go. But, yeah, this is getting kind of ridiculous here. Now, okay, now we're getting into some that had more than one. Oh, boy. There were 2 Alolan Mox. Hey, look at that. It's paired with a Smeargle. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, I mean, this is basically like just random Pokemon here. 3 Iron Leaves. Let's see, what else do we got here? We got 3 Indeedee Male. We got 4 Sableye. 4 Iron Boulders. That's actually pretty interesting there. 4 Dawnwings Necrozma. Interesting. Not terrible, not terrible, not terrible. But yeah, I mean, like, as we see, I mean, okay, 7 Tinkatons. I mean, hey, saying Tinkaton, not bad. Not bad at all. That Pokemon, I mean, well, it's bad, but, I mean, Fairy Steel, we all know, is a very good combination. But yeah, out of that, let's go and look at the actual teams. So we'll start with, naturally, the winner, because, I mean, you guys see it. It was a mirror match. Daniel Yu versus Joey Woodring. They both ran the exact same 6 Pokemon here. So I actually clicked that, but I don't even know how that worked. So we see it was Choice Scarf Chi-Yu, Focus Sash Fluttermane, Booster Energy Iron Crown, Psychic Seed Indeedee, Covert Cloak Brute Bonnet with defense boost on Photosynthesis, and Koraidon with the Clear Amulet, Flare Blitz, Collision Course, Flame Charge to protect. My assumption is this Pokemon was probably 188 or 196 speed, if I had to guess, because normally that is what a Koraidon goes for. Most Koraidons were built to barely outspeed a Calyrex Shadow Rider at +1. So that would be 223 is what your benchmark is. So you get the 1 Flame Charge off, and your Koraidon is suddenly faster than Calyrex Shadow, unless they're in Tailwind or they have Trick Room up. But that's also what Fluttermane is there for the Icy Wind. And then in the event that, you know, Indeedee is there, you get Trick Room up and you protect with Koraidon, and suddenly Koraidon is slower than Calyrex Shadow Rider. You don't have to worry about Flame Charge. You just hit it with a Flare Blitz and boom, that Calyrex Shadow Rider folds worse than an Origami Swan. But the Brute Bonnet was definitely a wild card, so to speak, because everybody believes that Amoonguss is much better. So to see Brute Bonnet actually do well, that's pretty good. especially for somebody like me, who at my first regional in Orlando, would be 2 years ago. 2 years ago in February of 23 is my first ever regional. And I actually brought Brute Bonnet over Amoonguss. A, because I didn't know how good Amoonguss was, and B, I just thought Brute Bonnet was better. Evidently, I was not good. It was not a good finish. But to see Brute Bonnet there, not bad. Seed Bomb, Sucker Punch, Spore, Rage Powder, and also, if I remember correctly, it was Joey who played him in top 8. No, it wasn't Joey. It was Sam, right? No, it wasn't Sam either. Who was it that... Who did Caden play in top? No, he did play... Okay, no, he played Daniel. So... When we watched this match back between Caden Owens and Daniel Yu, what was important to note was that his Brute Bonnet hit 89 speed, if I remember correctly, is what my guys from Florida said. That Brute Bonnet hitting 89 speed meant it outsped Caden's Heatran, which allowed Brute Bonnet to get the spores off before Heatran could attack. So that was a nice piece of tech, that you had a fast Brute Bonnet to avoid getting hit by Magma Storm, which, by the way, Caden's Heatran, it did not miss a Magma Storm. That entire set, it did not miss Magma Storm, which was great. A 75% accurate move that traps your opponent, and it did not miss once, which is great. But also, speaking of Caden Owens, let's show his team real quick, because we have to shout him out. Top 8. He is an up-and-coming player in the Florida VGC scene. And he really loved Terapagos. So he had the Calm Mind, Leftovers, Substitute set with Rillaboom to really increase the amount of recovery this Pokemon can get. Because if Terapagos can get back to full health after a Substitute, Leftovers, Grassy Surge, Protect, Leftovers, Grassy Surge, good luck stopping it. That's just how great this Pokemon can be if used properly. Scream Tail with Booster Energy, getting Dazzling Gleam, Encore, Disable, Protect. It's a standard Scream Tail set with booster speed, just to ensure that you can lock something in and disable it, which is just absolute perfection. Going back to it, let's look at some other teams here. Kian Saiyan, really good player. Only undefeated player, too, up until top 16, which was crazy. And he lost to Caden, which was a phenomenal set. Caden got reads left and right. It was an incredible match to see. I wish you guys could have seen it. But unfortunately, we didn't have a side stream table. Maybe we'll have that at a future event. Leonard Kraft running Lunala, not bad set right now. Christopher Hahn, former senior world champion. Honestly, this kid has been incredible from seniors division all the way up to his aging into masters division. So for him to be in top 16, really impressive. Noah Gardner, Georgia native. He ran Caloric Shadow Rider, really good player. Calvin Tobias, also a good player. Dongan Yum, one of the coolest guys out there. Guys, if you are not following Dongan on Twitter, you guys got to follow him. He is an awesome dude. Will Anabine, Nicholas Morales, more Georgia guys. Patrick Connors, as I said. Okay, so he did run Ice Rider. I couldn't remember if he ran Ice Rider or Shadow Rider, but I should have remembered. It's Patrick Connors. It's Ice Rider or it's bust. I should have remembered that. Like, honestly, some of these guys are incredible. Also, I do want to shout out Calvin Tobias real quick, because he ran Dozogiri with Covert Cloak, Galarian Weezing, and Ability Shield Koraidon. This was an insane team. When I first heard what he did with it, I was blown away. But that just shows how good the New England VGC scene is. And for him to get where he was, I mean, he was 7-1 day 1 with this team. And then making his first day 2, making top cut, making stream match. Incredible. absolutely incredible. I am so happy for Calvin. Moving down the line, Gavin Michaels, Kyogre ran, Riley Factor. We'll get on him in a second because there's something about Riley that we have to talk about here. Paul Chua running Calyrex Ice Rider, Ragov running Terapagos, Adi was running Koraidon with Tinkaton, and in all fairness, let me see this team. AV, Terra Dragon, Gigaton player. Okay, Feint makes sense because you can break Protect with that move. And Loaded Dice Scale Shot Koraidon. Okay, so there's one of our Loaded Dice Scale Shots. Also, I'm just sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This Pokemon is bad. I'm willing to stake my claim to it. It is bad. It is just bad. It may take a KO every now and then, but it's bad. It's just bad. It really is. Moving down the list, Rowan Hall, another Georgia guy. I'll be completely honest here. This is a nasty core right here. Clefairy with Calyrex Shadow Rider and Smeargle. Oh, it is a scary combination. Adit Salvaraj, shoutouts to Adit, South Florida guy, really nice guy, making 47th. So he had, I think it's back-to-back top 64s for Adit. Keep an eye out for him, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye out for him. Ashton Cox, really fun team. In all fairness, I mean, I'll just show it here right now. Boy, Joe Carlino, that name sounds familiar. That name sounds familiar from somewhere. I wonder where we would have heard that name before. I really wonder where we would have heard that name before. But whoever that is, you know, decent person. Apparently was running Iron Boulder. What the hell was that guy thinking? He's running Iron Boulder. Moving down the list, I mean, Toller Webb, Calyrex Shadow Rider with Indeedee. That's most likely the expanding force set, if I had to guess. No, actually, Life Orb Psychic. Okay. Okay. Daniel Reyes, really good player. Rich Cuddy, really good player. Andrew Figueres, really good player, running so Zacian's highest placement was 62nd. Really nice. Really nice. I also want to shout out this guy right here, Bishmi Sanchez. Have to shout him out, guys, because this is a GOAT right here. This is a GOAT. This is my dude. And he made day 2 with Sylveon, baby. He made day 2 with Sylveon. That is awesome. The dude, if I remember correctly, he was what? I think it was 5-0 or 6-0 at one point. 5-0. He went 5-0. Then he lost round 6. He made day 2, and then he played Yuki. So, I mean, honestly, just shout-outs to Bishmi, man. Shout-outs to him making day 2 with a damn Sylveon. With a damn Sylveon. But, yeah, I mean, looking down the list, Nicholas Donnelly, Daniel Brown made Iron Treads day 2. Samuel Moore with Calyrex Ice Rider and Dark Fu. Brian Huff with an Iron Bundle on his team. Very nice. But yeah, I mean, looking at that, guys, I mean, that's the Atlanta Regional Championships. Also, like I said, with Lab Mouse, they allow you to see like cores and everything. So if you look at cores of 3, look at that. 7.54%. Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Water. Fire, Water, Grass core, as evidenced by Fire, Water, Grass. Top 3, despite them having the top 3 appearances, they were only used together 7.54% of the time. And then Miraidon, Whimsicott, and Farigiraf leading the charge at 8.56%, which is honestly not bad. I mean, that is a very unique core, so to speak, of Miraidon, Whimsicott, and Farigiraf. And honestly, screw it. I'll just show. Honestly, I'll just show it to you guys because I mean I showed Ashton Cox. I might as well. This was my team. from the regionals over the weekend. So yes, I had Whimsicott for Rigraff Miraidon, I had Iron Boulder, I had Life Orb, Urshifu Rapid, and I had AV Incineroar. So it was a lot of fun running this team. Lost the winning in. It happens. But we move on. We move on. We enjoy ourselves. And with that, I think that's good for the Atlanta Regional Championships. So let's go and recap the one that just happened over the weekend, which is the Monterrey regional, or Monterrey. I guess it's considered a region. I thought it was a special event, or that might be just San Juan or whatever. We see Pokemon once again: Urshifu, Incineroar, Rillaboom leading the top 3, Raging Bolt in the top 4, Tornadus, Fluttermane, and Indeedee, Iron Hand. Like, if you look at this, guys, the top 11 most used Pokemon were not restricted. Then you have 3 restricted Pokemon, and then Farigiraf. That is pretty fire. But yeah, I mean, it was a real. So there was only 223 players. I don't know. I don't get what that top cut button means, truthfully. But yeah, I mean, Urshifu once again, although this time it was just under 50% win rate, as opposed to Atlanta, where it was just over 50%. So I mean, it basically evened out. It basically evened out. 104 appearances, 69 appearances for Incineroar. Of course, there's a 69 in there somewhere. Calyrex Shadow, Miraidon, Calyrex Ice Rider is our top 3 restricted Pokemon again. And then Koraidon, then Kyogre. Then you have to get all the way down to 30 before you see another restricted, which is Lunala, Zamazenta, Terapagos, and the most unique Pokemon in Monterrey. Okay, there was a Scizor, a Gengar, a Mamoswine, a Blaziken, Rotom Fan. Okay, that one's kind of fire, not gonna lie. One Regigigas. I guarantee you I know what it was partnered with. Yep, that's a Weezing. One Hisuian Gudra. Impressive. And then an Iron Boulder made 7th place at Monterrey on a Choice Band set. Ooh, interesting. And then a couple of other Pokemon here. 2 Tinkatons, 2 Walking Wakes. But yeah, let's look at the teams that placed well. And like I told you guys, I was saving Riley Factura. The reason why, Riley Factura won the Monterrey Regional Championship with a perfect 14-0 record, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I would have to go back in the databases and the archives. I can't remember the last time that somebody went into an event and won every set. I don't think that's happened in Gen 9. It might have happened in Gen 8, truthfully. And we're also talking official tournaments, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking unofficial tournaments like on Limitless and grassroots tournaments. But I don't think that there's been a regional or an international where somebody just ran the table. But Riley Factura, let me show you guys Riley's team, because Riley is known around the VGC community. Now, he's a very good player. He is a very, very good player, but he is known for not running any moves with less than 100% accuracy, as evidenced: Discharge Miraidon, Dragon Pulse over Draco Meteor, Headlong Rush over Earthquake, but that's Ursaluna, it makes sense. Moonblast, Encore, Protect, Tailwind, Flare Blitz, Fake Out, U-Turn, Knockoff on AV Incineroar. He does not like using moves that are less than 100% accurate. And it works. It works, evidently, that Riley knows what he's doing. Because, again, going 14-0, no small feat in and of itself. Carson Confer was his opponent in finals, running Again, I don't understand it. I don't understand the hype over walking weight. This Pokemon is not good. To me, it's not good. Design-wise, probably top 3 of all the Paradox Pokemon. In practicality, the thing folds when hit with just about any attack. And there are times when Photosynthesis Hydro Steam doesn't even 2-hit KO opposing Pokemon. So that's what gets me on this more so than anything else. I mean, maybe something with choice specs does something that I'm not seeing, but I personally am not a fan of it. I personally am not a fan of walking weight. Design-wise, great. In practicality, not good. Looking down, we have Rin Laiba and Choi Breton. I probably butchered that last name, and I do apologize. Our 2 Mexican semi-finalists, and then you had Dylan Salvanera running Calyrex Ice Rider, Jonathan Josue Paradas Ruiz, Okidoki in top. Nice. Okay, really nice there. And then Juan Carlos Gonzalez Casemiro running Iron. I kind of want to see what this set was. Terra Dark. Ooh. Now that is really good against opposing CSR, because Terra Dark Throat Chop. Wow. That's really good. And then, like we said, the Miraidon with Farigiraf and Whimsicott makes sense. Terrabug Iron Hands, understandable. And then Focus Energy on Ogerpon to give it a +2 critical hit ratio. And then Ivy Cudgel with a +1 critical hit ratio. That's a +3 crit. That's a crit every time. Looking at other teams on here, Connor Swikart, CSR Wheezing with Dozogiri and Roaring Moon. Sebastian Rodriguez, what is that? I think that, what's that flag? Is that Chile or is that Peru? I think that's either Chile or Peru. I could be wrong on that. A Meowscarada made top cut in Regulation G. Hello. Yeah, Overgrow makes total sense. Choice Scarf, Galarian, Zapdos, Specs, Terrapagos with Sleep Talk in the event that it gets put to sleep. Follow Me, Life Dew, Dazzling Gleam, Protect, AV, Tinkaton, and another Sylveon. Wow, really nice team, VJ. I am very impressed. Looking at other teams here. Let's see. Groudon and Hisuian Typhlosion. Hello, that's very awesome. Our first Ditto that we've seen, making it at 7-3. And then yeah, we're getting into some of the more other teams and all that. But yeah, guys, that's really it. I mean, I can't really think of much more to say about these 2 events, so to speak, other than the fact that, you know, they're the sign-on to Regulation G. We're done with this regulation. After next Wednesday, April 30th, we are no longer doing single restricted meta. We are doing double restricted until whenever. Who knows? Could be Generation 10, could be Pokemon Champions, could be anything with that. But the best way to talk about that is let's go to Victory Road and just briefly talk about Regulation I, because Regulation I, I'd probably have to go to like page 2 or whatever. Nope, not page 2. It'd be what, page 3 then? Yeah, here it is. Regulation I. So you go Regulation Set I. Regulation Set I is the 9th official rules set from May 1st to August 31st. Permitted Pokemon, all Pokemon in Paldea, all Pokemon in Kitakami, all Pokemon in Blueberry, except for Petron, because Petron is a mythical. We have to keep that in mind. and other eligible Pokemon available through events or home. And you can use 2 of these restricteds on your team at a time. Now, early thoughts on Regulation I. Zamazenta is going to just have so much usage early. It's going to have so much usage early. And the reason why is because of Wide Guard. The fact that it has Wide Guard, and of all these Pokemon, let's see. You get a spread move. You get a spread move. You get a spread move, even though nobody uses you. You get a spread move, you get a spread move, you get a spread move, and you get a spread move. Essentially, Zamazenta is going to be eating really good. And then if we want to throw it out there, I mean, Mewtwo technically gets expanding force, Lugia gets expanding force, Lunala gets expanding force, Eternatus gets Sludge Wave, although really you don't need to click Wide Guard with Zamazenta because it's a Steel type. But yeah, I mean, Zamazenta, I would actually venture to say right now, with a week and a half before the regional, Zamazenta Calyrex Shadow Rider is probably going to be the top restricted duo, if not the team that wins the Milwaukee Regional Championships, because it is so hard to break. I don't really know much of the combination, so to speak, like what the team composition would be, but Zamazenta and Shadow Rider Calyrex, you have a good fighting and steel type, you have one of the best special attackers in the game, and if your opponent doesn't have Wide Guard, well, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. But I will throw a wild card out there. Watch out for Lunala in Milwaukee. I don't really think the Necrozma forms will do anything, but Lunala, it might have some merit in this upcoming regulation. Early Reg I think it's going to be dominated by Zamazenta and Shadow Rider. I would not be surprised if Lunala wins Worlds in Anaheim this year. I would not be. But banned Pokemon, I just have to throw it out here because, you know, no Mew, no Deoxys, no Fiona, no Manaphy. Still hate that Darkrai got nerfed because of Smeargle. Shaman, Volcanion, Hoopa, Diancie, Meloetta, Pecharon, basically all the mythicals. All the mythicals are banned because we're not doing Series 13 ever again. At least I don't think we'll do Series 13 ever again. But yeah, I mean, I would not be shocked at it, ladies and gentlemen, if Zamazenta Shadow Rider is the top, but watch out for Lunala next weekend. But let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to be the core in Regulation I to beat. If you guys are looking for Regulation I teams, check out VGC Pace. They are a great site to figure out early Regulation I teams. And honestly, how good is it? Well, honestly, all I can say about that is enjoy yourself with Regulation I. It is a fun format. I think it'll be fun. It is a great time. VGC is the way to go. We enjoy the competition. I will be having VGC tournaments on my own on Thursday nights. It's called Talon's Fight Club. You guys can have a shot at winning money if you guys want to. You have to win, naturally, to earn. But if you guys enjoy coming out, having fun, getting some practice for tournaments, come on down to Talon's Fight Club. You can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/TalonMasterJ. I am also on TikTok at TalonMasterJ. And honestly, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Let me know what your first core is going to be in Regulation I, what you thought about Regulation G, and I will see you guys next time.